So, yesterday, I finished watching Ninjago Dragons Rising. And I said in one of my previous videos that when I finished it, I'd talk about the entire show. Well, here we are. And if I sound tired, it's because I am. Okay, my sleep schedule has been horrible recently. It is currently 9:48 a.m., but I'm tired and groggy, and I feel like I just woke up and I haven't even gotten out of bed. Anyway, irrelevant to this video. So Lego Ninjago is a series that I have always been kind of into, usually consistently. As long as I can remember, I was a fan of the show. And my brother and I both were, and then my brother got older and liked different things, and I didn't. And so yeah, then it was just me who liked it. And so I remember watching the pilot episodes in seasons 1 through 5 on Netflix. Season 6 and 7 I watched on the Lego website. Day of the Departed, I think I watched on Netflix. Season 8 and 9 I watched on Netflix. Season 10 I watched on my grandma's live TV on demand, and it was put on there as a movie. So I just thought it was a movie. I didn't even know it was season 10 for a while. Then season 11 I watched on the Cartoon Network app. I think the same with season 12, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't think I watched season 13 on the Cartoon Network app. I don't think I actually watched season 13 until Seabound got added to Netflix. Because I think what happened was I watched Master of the Mountain, then The Island, and then Seabound when it was on Netflix. Or when it got added to Netflix, then. But I remember, I rewatched the entire series before watching Master of the Mountain. And this is in 2022. Then watched Crystallized Part 1 when it came out on Netflix, then Crystallized Part 2 when it came out on Netflix, and I was like, yay, this series is done, it's no more. And then I opened up Netflix in 2023, and it was like, oh, Dragons Rising is coming. I'm not going to watch that. And so that's kind of the point where I just stopped watching Ninjago. And I consistently liked Ninjago up until I want to say 2020. Because that's when I remember I think I stopped watching it consistently. And then 2022, when Seabound got added to Netflix, continued, and Crystallized got added to Netflix, and I was kind of just like, yeah, getting this done, get it done. And I thought I'd never watched Dragons Rising until I saw a video while scrolling through YouTube a month ago, which was talking about, it was called Catching Up on Ninjago Lore Loser. And the thumbnail was of that meme that is floating around where it's like, Master Wu is dead, Garmadon is missing, Kai has disappeared, Jay is evil, Lloyd, Nia, Zane are alive, and Cole is alive but gay. That meme, it's pretty funny. But seeing that video with the meme as the thumbnail, it got me to rewatch the show. And now I've rewatched the show and watched the new Dragons Rising stuff that I hadn't seen before. So what is my opinion on it? Well, let's start from the beginning. Now, this video is going to be just talking about it. I'm not going to actually rank the seasons because I don't know where I'd put each of them. But I will say, if it was a tier list, where I'd put them. So, the pilot episodes. Low B tier is where I'd put them because they're not all that much. They're just the pilot episodes. Not much to say about it. Not available on any streaming services anymore. It used to be available on Netflix, but hasn't been for years. And then, yeah. So season 1. The season 1 was pretty good. I'd put it at middle A tier. It was good. Good season. Not much to say. Like, really the only complaint I have is with the dated animation. And they took a lot of tropes. Like, this isn't a complaint, but they took a lot of common tropes in movies and TV shows and kind of improved on them. Like the Chosen One thing, they did a good job on that, and doing the element, you get it. Anyway, season 2, low B tier. It's like, season 2, first half was just the characters, or just Garmadon and his funny shenanigans with the mega weapon, and then it gets juicy with the Overlord. But it's like, and people want to complain about the Overlord saying he's not the most in-depth villain, but that's kind of his point. He's the embodiment of evil. It's like, look at my Lego storyline, because I still play with Legos very frequently. And in my storyline, kind of the main villain was a guy who was kind of the embodiment of evil, just like the Overlord. But I had it that he questioned why was he doing this, because that's what destiny made him do. That's what everything everywhere made him do. And it's like, why is the main character stopping him if he's eventually going to come back and try again and try again and try again until he succeeds? So it's kind of, I'm tired. I don't know why. But anyway, so, like, I don't really have much complaints about season 2, other than it was kind of just filler for the most half, so I'd put it low B tier. Alright, I'd put Rebooted in high B tier, because it was pretty good. I liked the tech theme, and it was also the shortest season in the entire show at that point. Zane's Sacrifice was pretty good. What's there to say? It's season 3. Pretty good. Alright, season 4. High A tier. Tournament of Elements was really good. I really liked it. And it's like the whole... I'm tired. The whole Chen being... Like, Chen was a very fun villain. He wanted power, but he wanted to have fun with it, too. So that was kind of interesting. And, like, being immature and Klaus kind of being his babysitter a bit is what I saw it as. It was also kind of funny, had a lot of comedy aspects. And so, yeah. Then, Possession. Oh, people love Possession. So do I. I've always loved it. It's a great season. Can't really add much that has not already been said. Like having the dynamic that it's no longer Lloyd, and then Nia being introduced as the Water Ninja. Really good season. It was a high A tier. It's the best season from pre Sons of Garmadon. Then season 6. Okay, this is a season that is divisive, but I actually really like it. I'm gonna put it in low A tier or high B tier, because it's a really good season. Oh my god, and I like the concept of a genie who's evil, and then the whole concept of, like, uh, a guy. Like I love the whole concept of like, I, where was I going with this? I'm so tired. Where was I going with it? I like the whole pirate thing, and a lot of the instrumental score was also pretty good. Uh, Nowcom's crew is also pretty interesting. A lot of the elements people don't like, I didn't mind. But like, it is a little weird that they just made it that the season never happened. And I'm pretty sure on some of my rewatches, not the most recent rewatches, but some of them, I'm pretty sure I skipped season 6 because of the fact that it actually never really happened. Alright, on to Day of the Departed. So, this is one of the most forgettable elements of Ninjago. Trying to think, what is something to say about it? I like the ninjas' outfit designs. Low C tier, let's move on. Alright, season 7. Hands of Time. This is going to be one where a lot of people will disagree with me on this, but high A tier. I love Hands of Time. A lot of this stuff that people have complained about it, I didn't really find an issue. I found the pacing to be good. The animation, for the most part, I also found to be pretty good. It's like some parts of it, yeah, I will agree, were pretty bad, but I think a lot of it was also pretty good. I love the instrumental score. I loved the first episode, and the rest of the season was also pretty good. I love the Time Blades concept, the thing about twins who one was older because of being stuck in time for decades. And people say that Crux and Acronics are kind of just cookie cutter villains. I disagree, because they are villains who they control time, and they realized if you have the power to control time, you are basically God. So yeah, that's kind of interesting in my opinion. And it's like, people will say, oh my gosh, you're so tired. Why am I so tired? Ugh. So it's like, I like it. I like their dynamic. And so yeah, Hands of Time was not that bad. And like, yeah, I was rushed because the Lego Ninjago movie got delayed, which that movie was also rushed. You know what? I'm gonna include it in the ranking just because. So yeah, Hands of Time was really good. I think it's overhated. It's a really good season, in my opinion. And so now let's move on to the Lego Ninjago movie, just because. Okay, D tier. I haven't seen it for years, but from what I remember of it, it was not really good. The animation was pretty rushed, not really much for viewers of the show. It was more so to introduce movie watchers of like the Lego movies into the Lego Ninjago show, which that did not work. But it's like, if you like, the comedy aspect of the movie was done very well. I found it to be a hilarious movie. Not hilariously bad, but like hilariously, as in the comedy was really good. And so it's like, the comedy is really the best part of the movie, so you're not missing much. Just watch like the funniest clips from like YouTube. Just watch it on YouTube for like the funniest clips. Because it was a really funny movie. If you're wondering who that was, that's my dog Shaggy, who got up from his nap. Hair flying everywhere. But yeah, you're not missing much with the Lego Ninjago movie. All right, Sons of Garmadon. Everyone will agree with this pick. S tier. S tier. It's amazing. I love Sons of Garmadon. It is an amazing show, and then like there's so much to say about it. It's like the new character designs were actually pretty good. The improved animation was pretty good, and uh, it's like there's so much to love about it. And they brought back Garmadon, but didn't wreck his redemption. Lloyd's new voice actor is a better choice than his old actor. No offense to Jillian Michaels, but it's like you can't have a character who's meant to age and grow up be voiced by a woman when it's a guy character. It's like eventually, it's like he's just gonna continue to sound like a prepubescent teenager. Um, and so it's like it was a good decision to replace his actor. And it's like Harumi, great villain. She was a great villain. Wrecked and crystallized, but we'll get to that later. But yeah, she was a great villain. Really great to have Garmadon back. So yeah, S tier. All right, Hunted. People are gonna agree or disagree with me on this, but I'm gonna put Hunted in either high B tier or low A tier. It's a little overrated, and it isn't until like the final episode where it gets good, and I forget a lot of the parts of it. Like the pacing throughout, I thought was really slow, really bad. It's like it could have definitely been a season that would they could have definitely shortened down the season to like 4 episodes. And yeah, I think a lot of people would disagree with me on that. And so now March of the Oni, I'd put it in high B tier or low A tier. I'd say probably better than Hunted. But not by much. It's like it's the most forgettable out of the Oni trilogy. But still good. Rebuilt the monastery. They introduced the Legacy Ninjago sets, which I always liked the Legacy sets because they were remakes of old sets. I bought so many of them, except how many of them do I still have currently built? I'm looking over at my Lego sets right now. I want to say I only have 2 that are still built because I used to take apart Lego sets that I had. I've stopped doing that. It's like I had there were so many Lego sets I had that I now have taken apart. But now I've started like for the past like 5 years is when I've started keeping my Lego sets together. It's like the oldest Lego set that I have that's still together is Lego Firstborn. Yeah. And what's next? Oh yeah. Piece of garbage, season 11, Secrets of Forbidden Spinjitzu. Oh boy, I remember when it came out, I thought it was the worst season, and that has not changed one bit. It just gets worse with every watch. They switched to new animation team. The animation looks worse. Switched to the 10-minute format. The pacing was worse. The characters were worse. The endings were more anticlimactic. There were more filler episodes. And season 11 was also just boring. It's like the only thing I can give to when Wild Brain started taking over was that the action scenes were pretty good. Better than when Will Film was animating, but Will Film did a better job at the animation. So yeah, not much to say about Secrets of Forbidden Spinjitzu that hasn't already been said. D tier. Same with same place as the Lego Ninjago movie, but I'd rather watch the Lego Ninjago movie over Secrets of Forbidden Spinjitzu. Next, we got Prime Empire. Now, I actually kind of liked Prime Empire initially. Now it's kind of a high C tier, low C tier, somewhere in C tier. Milton Dyer Unagami, that was kind of interesting, but like not much to say. Let's move on. Master of the Mountain. Okay, this is the second most forgettable season. Like, the villain was Cookie Cutter. He had no real end goal. He was pretty much already where he wanted to be. He just wanted to stay on top. Cole's arc was kind of interesting. Wu's arc was kind of interesting. Not much to say about it. Then The Island. Okay, on Netflix, It's not a special, it's a season. Uh, but I've heard people say it's a special, so I think it's a special, not a season. I'm too lazy to look it up. Uh, Literally up until this rewatch, I completely forgot about it. I had no memory of it. It's like it was only when I was starting to watch the show again, and I also saw a video where someone mentioned the island. I'm like, oh yeah, that. Completely forgot about it. Wow. Um, the Islander designs were cool. Not in Lego minifigure though. They were pretty bland in Lego minifigure format. Um, but yeah. So, what? Let's just move on to Seabound. Okay, Seabound. Oh no, I didn't even rank Master of the Mountain or the island. So Master of the Mountain I'd put in B tier. The island I'd put in C tier. Seabound I'd put in high A tier. It was really good. And what's there not to say about it? It's like it's a really good season. It's the best of the Wild Brain seasons besides Dragon's Rising. And so I would say it's the best of the 10-minute format seasons. And so yeah, then Crystallize came around. Low B tier. It was very forgettable. It's like a lot of the points that people make are very valid. And so I will agree with a lot of the points about Crystallized, that it was just that it made a lot of bad decisions. So yeah, I'd put it in C tier. All right, Dragon's Rising, the show that I never thought I'd see. High S tier for both seasons. They were both very good. I'd say the second season was better with the tournament stuff and with the tournament stuff and like the mystery and it was so good. Season 1 was pretty good too, but a little bit like season 2 was a little bit better than season 1. And Aaron and Sora are likable. So is Wildfire. Having to find all the ninja was interesting. The merge was interesting. Bless you, Shakers. It's like if you haven't seen Dragon's Rising, you need to. It is a really good series. Now the animation has improved from the 10-minute format. It's not as good as the Oni trilogy, but it is better than the 10-minute format. It's still animated by Wildbrain though. But like they went back to the 20-minute format, so thank God, because I hated the 10-minute format. And there are also 20 episodes per season, so there's a lot more room for stuff. It's like I cannot praise Dragon's Rising enough, and if you have not seen it, you need to watch it right now.